Many of us struggle a lot when it comes to painting clouds and skies. I did struggle a lot. Here we are going to discuss about some approach to loosen up our skies and clouds and to make them convincing. This is the work that we are doing today, and as you can see there are loose convincing skies and clouds, and to complete the image we have added a couple of more elements and added some reflections. I will explain the entire process throughout this video. Hi friends, I am VanidasMangathil and let us learn watercolors together. To begin our practice, let us use a small sheet of cold pressed watercolor paper. I am using a 300 GSM watercolor paper and I am applying a very pale wash of raw sienna onto the paper, almost completely, but I am leaving some white spaces in between because that will naturally create some interest highlights on the clouds. So the color that I am using today is from Bristro watercolor pans, and the color that I have applied now is a pale wash of raw sienna. I am using a mop brush for this wash, and once this is done, I am adding a mix of grey color and I am trying to suggest some loose clouds, loose shapes. Okay. So the overall tone is warm because we have applied the yellow color as the base wash. Here the approach is to make it loose, not to control it too much. I mean follow the instinct, follow our ideas and then keep doing it. And while doing these clouds, there are some perspective considerations we may have to make when making clouds. Usually the clouds at the top are bigger, and as we come down towards the horizon you can make the clouds smaller. If you want to know more about the clouds, you can check out my another video which covers more about the perspective of clouds, etc. So here I am making some darker touches very loosely using the side of the brush. I am using a small soft brush for this, and I am just trying to suggest some kind of shape, which, see, these shapes should have some randomness also. So when it comes to the size, the placement and the shape, try to bring in some randomness while paying attention to the overall sense of perspective. Okay, now this looks very convincing to me. It is dark. I mean, it is kind of a monsoony or cloudy. I mean, a rainy cloud, and it makes convincing. So let us add some sort of elements around the horizon line. Okay, and this is a sort of a mountain, and I am using permanent violet and little bit of dark blue sort of color, and now adding little bit of gray to have some color variation. See, please don't strictly go as to my colors. My colors are many times it is decided on the fly. It is not a well planned one, and I just try to listen to what my heart says. Okay, so whenever I paint, sometimes you get an instinct, right, an impulse. Okay, what about adding a gray color here, or what about adding a brown color here? So you may get that sort of inner calls. Try to respect that. Okay, don't totally ignore that. I'm not saying that you always instantly go for it, but you seriously consider it and do a little bit of evaluation, and if you think that makes sense, please go for it. Now this looks like a good reflection of a far end foliage. Okay, I like to add some sort of texture by splashing some droplets. You can even splash droplets of water with your hand. Okay, now this looks like a good cloud and convincing cloud and reflection and water. So I am adding some sense of water movement by a pale wash of gray blue onto the bottom of the area, so that there are some water movements. This looks dark now, but as you know, watercolors will dry lighter and it will turn out lighter later. Right. I think some darker accents are needed at the horizon to kind of separate between the object and the reflection. I wouldn't say that this was absolutely necessary, but I thought it will help, so I went for it. Okay. Some more ripples. See, as I told, the initial ripples, the water movements got dried. I'm enhancing it a bit. So this was done by using some casual strokes with a soft round brush. Some more splash of water. Just from the container, I am dipping my finger and then splashing some droplets. So this is a little risky. To do this is a little risky, and the water splashes may go everywhere. Once the paper is dry, I am thinking to add some additional elements. In this case, because we have sky and water, the best thing that comes to my mind is a boat. So I am drawing the boat first with pencil, and you could also directly paint. Many times I directly paint it, but since it is a tutorial, I thought I will add the boat first. This drawing you do only when the paper gets fully dry. Okay. So here the idea is a boat and maybe two figures. One guy, standing and drawing it, and the other guy sitting. There could be one more boat. See, these are some random ideas. I keep adding boats in most of my works where there is water. Okay. And the idea is that we can also discuss a little bit about the reflections. So we discussed about the sky and cloud, and there are so many ways you can make clouds and different kind of skies. Okay, so we'll come with much more tutorials on the subject. And regarding the colors to use, see, you kind of evaluate what kind of colors will look good in this particular background. What kind of a color would look good for the boat? And I prefer red for this kind of suggestions. And if it was a sunny day with a lot of bright blues and yellow horizon, I might pick some other colors. Okay. So some inner suggestions for the board, and now I think we can go for the some suggestions for the figures. If you are finding value in my tutorial, please do subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification. So if you have any suggestion on how to improve the quality of the video, the content, the topics, please do write them into the comment box below. And it's a little bit of yellowish orange color for the other guy. So do you think there was a better color for the boat? What would be your color if you are doing it by yourself? What would be the color that you choose for the boat, for the figures, etc.? Please let me know in the comment box below. And we need some sense of three-dimensional form for the boat, so I am using some darker tones. And now some reflection. See, when it comes to the reflections, the primary idea is that the overall shape of the reflection should look like a mirror image of the object above. Okay, that is the overall shape. And the next consideration is where the object and the reflection meet. There usually it will be dark because there will be no much light falling there, and when it goes away, I mean when the reflection goes down, you can add little bit of a local color to suggest the reflections, to suggest the color of the object in the reflection. And when the reflection goes far away, you will find that the reflection will get broken because of the movement of water. So you combine these things, that the overall shape will be the mirror image, and the tones will be darker at the top, and more local colors will appear as it goes down, and the shape will be broken. Okay, I think the first board is complete, and second board I'm using a little smaller brush for this. So with the smaller brush it is very difficult to get fine control. Okay, because it's a liner brush actually, so with the liner brush it is very difficult to get the control. But I want some small lines, so I'm using the liner brush, and we can make some tiny suggestive figures here. And as it goes farther away to the horizon, the colors will become less vibrant. Now the reflections. We don't have much space to play with the colors and all in this small reflection, so I am not paying too much attention to the colors here. Okay. Some suggestion. So it should be, I am focusing more on the reflection being the mirror image, sort of the idea. I think we are pretty much done with the reflection idea. Okay. And what else? Yeah, maybe some touches, some orange touches for the figures, so that these figures will look more convincing. And these orange are done from a tube of colors. It is from Camel Artist Watercolor tube, Camel Artist Watercolor tube, and I am using a thick pigment directly from the tube. Rest, all the colors are taken from the brushstroke watercolor pan, 24 color watercolor pan set. I think some movement in the water can help in getting some sort of some sort of movement in the water. It is some sort of shadows in the ripples to make it little lively. Okay, don't do it too much, because if you do it too much, it doesn't look good. I like the smooth look of watercolors. These are some contrasts which I usually don't like, but to make it little lively, I am just adding it casually. And finally, adding some touches of white to pop up the images and some movements in the water that can help in the overall making the image overall attractive. So please do practice this. Okay, be loose, be casual, be little experimenting, and please do practice, and you will surely improve your watercolors. I keep saying it in all my videos, but please do practice. Okay, so hope this video was informative, and if you have any suggestion, okay, any comments or any point that you didn't understand, please do let me know in the comment box below. Okay, so let me sign it and then formally declare as done. Thank you so much for staying with me throughout this video. Hope you found it informative. Please do practice. Practice is the key. Please do practice and try to loosen up your watercolors. I'm sure you will improve a lot if you loosen up yourself and practice it a lot. If you have any questions or suggestions or comments, please do let me know in the comment box below. And if you are new to my channel and not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and press the bell notification. I'll be releasing more and more videos going ahead. If you find some value in it, please do share it to your artist friends, and please do write your views, your suggestions in the comment box below. Thank you so much, and we will meet you soon with another tutorial.